If you are now confident with using grid method, it can be time for you to move on to multiplying 2-digit numbers by a 1-digit number using short multiplication. So here we have an example, 35 times 3. So we can see 35 is a 2-digit number which is being multiplied by 3, which is a 1-digit number. I'm going to talk through how to set the method out clearly. And remember, one number in each square really helps to make your workings out nice and clear. So I've got my place values ready, and I'm going to start with the 2-digit number. So we have 35, so 3 in the tens and 5 in the ones. Because it's a multiplication, I'm going to write the multiplication symbol at the left-hand side. And we are multiplying by 3. 3 is in the ones, so I'm going to put 3 underneath the 5 lined up with the ones column. So now I've got 35 times 3 written down, I can draw my 2 lines to make an answer box. So notice how similar this is looking to column addition and subtraction, and similar to those methods, we must make sure that we start at the ones column. So because this is a multiplication, I'm going to begin at the ones column by multiplying 5 by 3. So 5 times 3 equals, so let's count up in the 3 times tables 5 times together. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So 5 times 3 equals 15. Now 15 is a 2-digit number made up of tens and ones. So the 5, which is found in the ones column, can go straight into our answer box in the ones column. So 5 needs to be written here. Now the 10, okay, needs to be carried over to the tens, ready for when we add it for our next multiplication. So I'm going to write that 10 underneath with a 1 in the tens column, but underneath the answer box. Okay, so now we're ready for the next step. So we need to move over from the ones to the tens, and we're going to be multiplying 3 by 3. So 3 times 3 equals, so let's count up in threes together, 3, 6, 9. So 3 times 3 equals 9. Now before I write 9 down in the answer box, I carried 10 over, didn't I, when I worked out 5 times 3. So I'm actually going to need to do an addition to work out the final answer. So I'm going to take the answer to 3 times 3, which is 9, and I'm going to add the carrying, the number which has been carried over. So 9 add 1 equals 10. Okay, and I'll cross this carrying off just to show that I have remembered to do that step. Now 10 is a 2-digit number, so we have tens and ones. So the 0 we can write in the tens column in the answer box, and the 10 I can carry over, but this time to the hundreds. Now there are no digits, no numbers here in the hundreds column, so I don't have to times 3 by anything, okay? But because there has been a number which has been carried, I can just add that straight into my answer. So I can just put a 1 there, and I'll cross off the 1 which I have carried, the 10 which I've carried. So 35 times 3 equals 105. Let's look at another multiplication question. So we have 25 times 5. So 25 is the 2-digit number, so I'm going to write that down first in the tens and ones. My multiplication symbol needs to go to the left, and we are multiplying by 5, so 5 needs to go into the ones column underneath the 5 in 25. So I've got 25 times 5 set out, so I'm just going to draw my answer box ready. Okay, so step number 1, we need to start our first multiplication. So beginning in the ones column, I'm going to start with 5 times 5. So let's count up in fives 5 times. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 times 5 equals 25. So this answer is a 2-digit number, so we have 10s and 1s. So the 5 in the ones column can go straight into the ones column in our answer box, and we have 2 10s here which need to be carried over into the 10s. So I'm going to write 2 underneath the answer box in the 10s column. Okay, now that we have done the first multiplication, we're going to move over from the ones into the 10s column. Now I'm going to move over from the ones column and into the 10s. So our next multiplication will be 2 times 5. So 2 times 5 equals, so let's count up in fives 2 times. So 5, 10. So 2 times 5 equals 10. Now, because we carried 2 10s over into the 10s, this is where we need to now add that 2 to our answer. So I'm going to cross the 2 off, okay? And I'm going to write 10 add 2 equals, and 10 add 2 equals 12, okay? So it's this number now which we need to place into our short multiplication method. So 2 is in the ones, so we've got our 2-digit number. So the 2 in the ones can go into the 10s column in the answer box, and the 10 can be carried over into the hundreds. Now, similar to the last question, there is not a number to multiply by 5, so all we need to do is add the 1, the 10 which we carried over, okay? So I can write that into the hundreds column. So 25 times 5 equals 125.